Let's talk a little bit about cups, and these are the ones that I have been sharing and are very hopeful for in the months to come. So let's talk. So starting with the Freemie plastic flanges, these are the OG. These are like the first of the first, and it's a closed system cup. All of these, let me just say, are all closed system, and you can see because there's backflow protectors in each one, which means that it is isolated from the motor. So while operating any of these cups, you do not need an external backflow protector because they are already provided within the cup itself. So when narrowing down which cup is going to be the right choice for you, you're going to want to look at whether they're plastic flanges or silicone flanges. Here's the baby Buddha, here is the baby Buddha, which is a silicone flange. This is the Legendary Milk, which is also a silicone flange. This is that Fampy that I've been sharing that I'm really happy about, with an extra seat for an extra nice suction on the breast, silicone flange. And now plastic with the Elvie Stride, plastic with the Freemie Slim, which I definitely want to get into this because look at the contour difference. This has a contour to take in your breast tissue, plastic flange, breast tissue. Where's the contour, Freemie? Putting a flapjack on my breast. And then these are the Rumble Tough, which I'm not a fan of, but I'll get into why I'm not a fan of these. And I guess I can kind of just jump into it quickly. You've got two extremes here. You've got one that just sits on the breast, and you've got another one that's got a really deep contour for your breast truly to basically find its way down the tunnel. I found that these were very uncomfortable. I have heard from others that these are more ideal for cone-shaped breast. I have heard, and I can't vouch for this, but I have heard that moms with flatter nipples or inverted nipples may do better with not such a slope of a flange, but generally speaking, these it really reminds me of the motif Aura, where it's just like a flapjack on your breast and it's only motion on the nipple and it's not doing anything to benefit your breast tissue. The shallowness of this cup is ideal, but don't be fooled because then you got this. So I would avoid these two extremes just because they are, in fact, two extremes. I would like to find middle of the road. And you're talking more, like if you're looking for plastic flanges, you're looking for more of the Medela cup, which these are super overpriced, which really makes me angry. However, they are very good cups. Even as a silicone lover, I did find these super beneficial. I responded very well to them. They're really easy to pour. They're an open top, so they will leak. Keep in mind, all of these cups will leak with the exception of this one, and I'm going to get into why, and then I'm going to share why this one is my ideal design. Unfortunately, you can't buy the Elvie Stride cups by themselves because Elvie would never do anyone any favors, so that's what we get. But if you have this with the Stride, I would recommend hacking this with an external closed system pump, but I'm going to share why this design is so great and why I find that it meets basically what I want to see on here, with the exception of it not being entirely closed. If you're looking for plastic cups, you're going to really have these to choose from, with the exception that you cannot buy these alone. However, if you have them, know that you can hack them with anything. So these are the ones that I want to kind of focus on. I truly don't want to talk about this Freemie Slims because they're awful, and I would feel like I'd be doing you a disadvantage if I recommended them. And I say the same about the Rumble Tough. And I will say, actually, quickly, these share the same closure characteristics that I do like, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But so when I did get these, I was really excited because I was like, oh, cool. They adopted this technology in the Slim Cup because you can see they're both capped here. However, they went really wild on the slope of this flange, and it's just too much going on, and it's just difficult to use, difficult to respond to, in my opinion, in my experience. And again, I just feel like I'd be doing you a disadvantage recommending either of those. So let's talk about what's good. So real quickly, with the plastic, you have got these options here. And if I were to make a choice for you, I would suggest the Medela cups. I like that they are a more natural contour. They're super easy to hack. They are wonderful. Even as a silicone user, I still prefer these. I can't diss these so much because these were my first cups that I ever used, and I worked very well with them. I was able to respond, and they weren't a problem. However, there's better things on the market now. But if I were to go plastic, I would suggest these guys. These are another option, but you can see it's a more robust contour. It doesn't fit in the bra as naturally as your Medela. And I do believe that they're both fine. However, this one definitely is going to take the cake for me. All right, and now kind of jumping over to silicone flanges. We've got the Baby Buddha Pump cups, and these are the Legendary Milk with the silicone flange. And then these are the Fampy that I have really grown to love. And I say that loosely because I'm not currently pumping, but everything about it just really tickles my fancy. So I love how shallow the cups are. I like that we can change the direction on the insertion for the backflow protector. I do like that there's this little nipple that protrudes up, so it does stop sloshing, as I would assume. I would prefer, and I was hopeful that it was going to be more of an enclosure where it was a cap, more similar to the Elvie Stride. However, that's not the case, but I do feel that this little nipple looking upward is going to be our closest bet to getting to some. I feel like this is going to be our closest solution to achieving the goal of this cup or even this cup here. And the reason why I like these cups so much. So if you are about to design your own cup, listen to my advice. I love that it's got a shallow profile. These are far more shallow than this one. There is also a difference in capacity. So that's a fair argument there. But the point here is that the Elvie Stride did it right. They have the silicone plug, and the plug caps the pore hole, and then as you can see where that little design is at the top, that's your vent. Whenever you have a pump suctioning, it's letting pressure out, and that pressure is coming through the ductbill, and that pressure needs to release, and it's releasing through a vent. When you have your every other day cup, you have everything in the same area, so everything's releasing through this top half. What they did here is they isolated the pore from the vent. So again, you have those in combination on all these other cups. You can see everything is open, so it doesn't need much. That little nipple there is for the suction for your Spectra cups, and then right behind it is where you're pouring and you're venting. Okay, this is the Rumble Tough. Again, I had really high hopes for these cups until I put them on and I just couldn't stand them. So here they did the silicone again, and then right at the top you can see where the arrows match. Right at the top, let me see if I can pull it out. There it is. You see the vent right there? It doesn't need much, and that's your vent for these cups. So truly, in theory, these are leak proof, and they're really a great design. So when I saw that these were available, I had found them about a week or so ago, I was really excited because I couldn't see the top, and I was like, man, this might be it. And then I got them, and I was like, okay, they're not quite what I want to see. It's not quite what I had wanted to see because I really was I was really hopeful that this would be more of a closed, isolated vent from pore spout. However, it's not. It does protrude up, but I do believe that based on this design and with it coming off of the cup and not flush with the cup, because obviously any sloshing here is going to come out a lot easier, even with the cups that I like it's just going to be a little easier to slosh out because it's flush with the cup. But because now it has to come out of the pore spout, I am a bit more hopeful that yes, these aren't leak proof, but I do think it's going to eliminate sloshing. And the profile is excellent. It's a 6-ounce cup. I've used them a couple of times, and by using I mean strictly testing because again I am pregnant, but it sits so well on the breast. It looks great in the bra, and it's super duper easy to hack. Now, if you're looking for something with more capacity, more than 6 ounces, and you still want silicone, you have got the Legendary Milk, you've got the Baby Buddha, and then you've got the Zomi cups, which I'm going to be completely honest, I have no idea where they're at right now. But they are They are truly, I'd be lying that if I said they were different than the Baby Buddha. So they're very, very similar. They have very similar shape, the flange, and I can honestly say that they both work very well. I do have a preference for this style cup. I just like the insertion point better on this style. But they are both silicone. They're both extremely similar, and they both hold 8 ounces. So I would not suggest, I don't know that I'd really suggest one over the other, but if I had to pick one, I would go with this design. But they both work very well, and it is larger capacity.